Welcome all to Ope, Legends of Raspia, the comedy fiction fantasy real play role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play, even you, especially you, dear listener. So, pull up a chair, let down your hair, spend a few talks with the old bard fox. Last time on Olor. Well, do I really need to recap? Sure, it's been a while, but Feaubear is no closer to accomplishing his goals of getting the Sand Pirates to join his rebellion, nor is he closer to staging said rebellion. He only recently acquired a weapon, which is a stretch to call a slingshot. Who knows, maybe he'll get around to doing things in this arc of Ope, Legends of Raspia!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We find Feaubear Dongodiere at a proverbial, if nothing else, character selection screen. He can bring one party member with him. Each of them have different stats, and he's carefully selecting.
Eeny, meeny, miny, thumb. Just kidding, not you.
Not for nothing, but that was pretty rude to Mo.
Yeah, well, Mo kind of gave me a bad look the other day. I didn't care for it.
It was I who gave you a bad look, was it? I don't think so. Mo, please don't. I don't think we can handle the whole episode of that.
Yeah, you kind of have perpetual stank eye, as it were.
It's true, his eyes, they reek.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you're just deciding around me, by the way. That's very rude.
Well,
like I don't love and miss the bow malleys.
Okay, well, here's the thing, fam.
Yeah?
I'm gonna be sneaking back in to Caltaria. Gonna be sneaking back into the Mirage. And frankly, bud, you're just not great at sneaking. You're kind of big.
Oh, that's fair. Kind of big. Kind of big. I'm huge, right?
Yeah,
What are you going to do? Be nice to me or be not nice to me and then inherently nice to me? I've set myself up with a paradox. I only wanted the one-adox.
Okay, buddy, here's...
Could you not want to bring me? Anyway, during his character selection, every now and again you highlight the character and they share like one of their catchphrases. Turns out Fum is just really needy dialogue.
Let's see. So...
Well, you've got Eeny, who is particularly good at sneaking.
Okay.
You've got Meany, who is very, very good at influence.
Right.
And then you've got Miney, who is always listening. He's, as they say, he's a real miney person.
Mm-hmm. And we've already disqualified Mo.
We do not want Mo. Mo has a horrific accent and his eyes stink.
You know what? I like the idea of going with an influential character. Someone that could, talk their way out of situations.
Do you think of going with Meany?
That's right. I think I want to go with Meany.
All right, well, you're going to have to go approach Meany as they are all, since you've selected them in their character selection screen. Now you get to do your little cutscene, and we'll stop being meta as you go approach the Eeny, Meany, Miney, and of course Mo, these banditos that you have, that you've been dealing with for a long time, that totally didn't just get improvised into our narrative.
Right, of course. The Eeny, Meany, Miney, Mo.
Oh, what you want, you prick?
Well, look, here's the thing. I'm looking to get back into Caltaria, and we need a plant. Someone that would be able to tell us about troop whereabouts, tell us about the reinforcements, where they're staying, the sort of structures they've got, and potentially a little bit of sabotage, as it were.
I see. So you are out here looking for a spy.
Yeah. Shorthand.
And what do you have to say about this spy's sex appeal?
Well, generally speaking, I would say that sex appeal would greatly increase your effectiveness as a spy.
You are blushing, my friend.
Well, could you actually just put your shirt back on?
Oh no, I am simply showing you. This is my resume. I say you need a spy. Check out the 8-pack. It's technically 7.5, but hold on. And there's 8 right there.
That's just impressive.
Hold on, I'm a little dizzy. Please go on.
How do you feel about being a bit of a spy?
I do not mind being a bit of a spy. I've had to do it before. However, I require much bits for this task. Do you have the bits, Dongodiere?
Yeah, totally. Of course. So...
Why are your eyes darting back and forth?
Oh, that's just, I have resting dart eye face.
Yes, of course, restless eye syndrome.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd be cool with much bits as in 6?
Why don't you go ahead and do an influence roll, my friend?
You know what they say, influence the influencer.
It's a classic, of course it's a classic.
I'm gonna use Debonair Dastard, which is my influence buff skill here. All right, so with 4 times, that gives me 12 influence, which means 17 all rolled.
I tell you what, make it 8, and we've got a deal.
Okay, you can have 6 now and 2 later, when I find 2 more bits.
The rest will we reach Alteran, huh? Very well.
So to speak.
I accept. But I will say this. I require that we bring my brother, Eni.
Well, does he also need 8 bits, or...?
No.
Okay.
He does not require pay. He does not speak. He is a silent, sneaky man.
Oh, well, perfect. Just what we need.
Precisely. Mo, stop touching me.
Oh, come on.
Sorry.
Come on, were you just touching your eyes before you touched me? I feel like I'm stinky now.
Yes, you have this stink of my brother's eyes on you.
Oh, for Rico's sake.
Very well. Do you need anything before we take off? Perhaps to kiss your big bearded buddy?
I need a Falcon bath.
I could have told you that, but this was true before the eyes, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, it's just mean.
Well, you'll find that my name was, it was not Mini, the road I was born. My name was Mini after I was nicknamed. You see, my name is Anamandor Ortiz. There are so many R's and one R. All right, well, let's see here. The sun has officially gone down, and as you know, because it is so hot this particular time of Rev, you have to wait until darkness to travel. So we'll say that you can regain those breaths as we go to the world's turn, and we do a perception test.
It's gonna be a 19 for me.
It is a brisk evening. In the desert, sometimes it gets very, very cold at night, and very, very hot the moment the sun comes up. So it is a little bit chilly to the point where you can see your breath, but you don't have to worry about any kind of freeze hazards or anything just yet. That will be in episodes to come. ...
Scary. Yeah, bye, Fum.
No kiss?
Maybe later.
Oh, right, yeah, that's what they call them. So bad, no kiss, don't go to Phobo.
Yeah.
It's a terrible nickname. Bye, everybody. I do not know why he refers to us as everyone, as though we are an audience of some kind. However, I'm ready to go if you are. Don't go there.
Yeah, let's get this show on the road. Moonlight's fading fast out there.
As they say. All right, let's just make it an agility roll.
I thought you'd never ask.
That was foolish. Of course I was going to ask you that.
28 for agility.
It's interesting to have watched Feaubear Dongodiere go from somebody who did not pass any tests except for his pocket sandings to, what was that, a 28 on your agility?
Yep.
Somebody's getting, what level are you at this point, Feaubear Dongodiere, so we can inform our beloved listeners?
I'm at level 10.
Level 10? I see. So, With your level 10-edness, you cruise across the dark desert. Quite a bit of time elapses. It's pretty much monotonous dark desert travel. You see a couple of Gila monsters, but although Anamandor is fascinated by reptiles, you continue to move. So, as you get within a matter of time of Caltaria, you notice that all of the cactuses, which are usually plentiful amongst this desertscape, they have all been cut. Looking around, you see naught but stumps as we go to an open table.
Cactus stumps, eh?
Cactumps.
What are they doing with all those cacti, I wonder? Aloud.
I cannot imagine. Do you think it is building buildings of some kind? They are Toria. They are known to come to a place and build and build.
Yeah, but what would they be building?
You didn't say anything after you gasped. All you did was gasp, and now I'm wondering what you mean.
Well, if they're building buildings, then that means that they're going to put people in those buildings. And if they're putting people in those buildings, then that means there's going to be more people. And if there's going to be more people...
Ini, are you still following him? Because I have completely lost it. I do not know what he is talking about.
Look, the thing is, if Toria is building more buildings, then that means there's going to be more Taurians.
I see. And what is it that they want with Caltaria, do you think?
I don't know. There's no strategic advantage to have it. It's like just an oasis in the middle of the fucking desert.
And that's how we've gotten away with living in our precarious ways, as we notoriously have for so long, as you know.
As I know, of course. Everyone knows that. Why are we repeating information that everyone knows?
It's a long walk. Sometimes you just need things to talk about. Why? What is the why of it all? Small talk.
Can I take a closer look at these cacti stumps? See if there's any... I don't know if there'd be any indication of what they're using them for there at the stump, but yeah, just a closer look at the stumps, eh?
Yeah, let's do a perception roll for your first action.
4.
Well, you can tell that there used to be cactus there, and then somebody hacked it down.
Okay. Cool. Helpful.
I could have told you that, Dongodiere.
Okay, well, some things you gotta find out on your own.
We should have brought Miney. Very perceptive, Miney.
Yeah, it's too late. What do you gotta say about it, Eni? Oh?
Well, that is more than he has said in rots and rots. He's not a very talkative of my brothers.
Right.
He can talk, he's just kind of a dick.
Okay. It's probably best for all of us that he doesn't.
Oh, I assure you this is true. It's because we berate him whenever he speaks. We're like your brothers do, you know.
So you put like a weird little hat on top of him?
No. We give him a B rating. We say you've been B rated.
I see. So he's not quite C material, but certainly not an A.
We are not monsters, but we're a little cruel. Mm-hmm. B minus. You have been B minus rated.
I'm gonna take another look around the surroundings here. See if there's anything I can figure out.
Cool. Yeah. Go ahead and toss a PRC for your second action.
11.
You can tell that you still have several chimes of evening, so you are not in a huge rush to get out of the daylight just yet. You've got ample time. That's not something that is on your mind yet. However, that is not a success, so that is the most I can do for you, my friend.
Yep, that's fair. That's my turn.
Alrighty, so do you want to continue traveling or do you want to hang out by the stump? Because you are a matter of time away. So once you continue travel, you will come within eyeshot of Caltaria. However, if you want to continue to hang out here and maybe gain more information, you can do so as well.
I think ideally I'd like to, sneak into Caltaria. So not just waltz down the main road, as it were. I guess on my next turn, would I be able to use my memory of Caltaria to sort of plot a, alternative course?
Without a perception roll, I will tell you that you know that the Just a Mirage is on the western side of Caltaria. You know that all the residential sections and stuff are to the far east, and there is kind of an open marketplace in the kind of interim and all of that. You tend to spend most of your time on the western side of town because you stick with the Just a Mirage. However, you have wandered into those residential sections to do a couple of B&E-ings.
Bustin' and entering. Oh, Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. Olor and the game Legends of Raspia is created and produced by Han Blackheart and Rik Tahee. Feaubear Dongodiere is played by Rik Tahee. You can find him distancing himself from social media at a pond with his dog, or on occasion online to comment on Star Trek fandoms on Instagram at faux.diddly. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Find him on Instagram and Twitter at Jippofox. Editing and mixing by Rik Tahee. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. Artwork by Xanthi Blackheart. And thank you as always for being our coveted listener. Just the one. We'll see you next episode, but in the meantime, good luck back there on Earth. Welcome all to Oooo, Legends of Raspia, the comedy, fiction, fantasy, real play, role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play, even if you know nothing about TTRPGs or WTF I just said. So, pull up a chair, let down your hair, spend a few talks with the old Bard Fox. Last time on Olor, Feaubear convinced Meanie and Eenie, the talky and sneaky, respectively, brothers, into going back to Caltaria to act as plants for the resistance. They made it to the outskirts of town, so let's hear what happens next.
You have decided to hang out around the cactus stump. Let's go ahead and do a perception as we go to the world's turn.
That's gonna be an 18.
Suddenly, you hear the clanking of armor and the murmur of voices coming over the nearest hill. You have a reactionary agility test to try to hide. This would be against their perception.
All right. I can use Learnedly Unseen, which is a sync with hide, correct?
That is correctus.
Then I will do that. Oh, 31.
Success! You are able to hide behind just kind of the terrain itself. Since it's all cactus stumps around you, you weren't able to hide behind those, but just given the terrain, you kind of hide behind a lump.
I get low.
And in doing so, you overhear this conversation. Oh, I can't wait to get back. You know, it's Fry Wrap night. You know what that means. Of course I know what that means. It means Two Heads is performing. Yeah, we can't wait. We got to get back. So as they murmur and finish out their patrol, they begin to head back the way that you intended to go, toward Caltaria. You now have an open table. That was close.
Too close. We should probably be whispering.
This is a good call.
Okay. So, Two Heads is performing. I wonder who they're talking. Oh, my grandpappy has two heads. Sorry.
What do you mean? He's just sort of kind of here and then he's there. He's just sort of, you know, it's like, because I know people like this.
No, I mean, he has two physical heads on a singular set of shoulders.
Feaubear.
Yeah?
You're a weird guy.
I'm the weird guy?
Grandpappy, two heads. And how does something like this happen?
I don't know. There's something the Lazatriara did to him, I think. Using Tulanite, as it were.
The Lazatriara is to be feared and respected, but mostly the first thing.
Yeah, well, you know, you stay out of her way and throw pocket sand in her eyes.
Pocket sand? I don't know what that is. It's no longer canon. Never heard of it.
Okay, well, if they're heading back in, let's let them travel a bit, and then we'll follow them in.
Let's go ahead and do an agility so you can keep up with them while also being sneaky. Because you are hidden, as 'twere.
17.
So they are making a little bit more efficient of a route because they don't have to be sneaky, and they're walking atop the ridges. Kind of as the dunes meet and crest and fall into valleys, there is this kind of improvised pathways you can take so that you don't fall down into said valleys or have to walk up and then down. They just kind of are maintaining this way. So you are following their boot prints, but they do get out ahead of you. If you wish to head that way, then it will be, like I said, you are a matter of time away from Caltaria. You just need to commit to the travel.
For sure. Is there a way that I could commit to the travel, but I want to keep a lookout for lookouts?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and just make that a perception.
Okay.
Since there's no need for excess speed or sneakery.
17.
So you do go past a station. It's like what would look to people from Earth very much like a lifeguard tower made of cactus stalks. And but it is empty, completely empty. You note that the footprints, since the wind is always blowing over the sand, you notice that there are still footprints, which is to say that they're probably relatively new this particular evening. As you continue to wander along that same path that all of the boot prints follow, you crest the final dune betwixt you and Caltaria, and when you look down, let's do one more perception roll to see what you see.
15.
It is surrounded in a cactus palisade wall.
Ooh.
So about 15 stretch tall. So about 15 yards tall. It surrounds the entirety of Caltaria proper. The residential sections are unwalled. However, there is a palisade wall, which is pretty much just like sharpened cactus stalks that have points at the top and are all pokey on the outside, like a cactus do.
Ooh, that will be hard to climb without getting hurt.
Cactus palisades. This must be why we saw only the stumps.
That would explain it. It's as if they're expecting us to return and fight.
Aye. Well, you can imagine they probably expected some sort of resistance at Caltaria. I imagine most of the others, though they would probably join us, do not know that we are organizing. Is that not the point in this trip?
That is exactly the point in this, particularly the point of this trip.
Well put. I liked your accent on the plosives there. Very important.
You know what? Can I climb up the guard tower? That's on the outside of the palisades. Is that correct, or am I?
There is another one. You guys have gone past that first one. That was a little earlier in your journey. But there is one. It'll take you an action to move over, as it is 25 stretch away from you. So you can step that up using hustle. You use 25 hustle, you can go all the way there in one action. However, that needs to take place before you can climb.
Right. Do I know if that one looks empty or not? Or
you passed your previous perception, so I will let you know that it is indeed empty.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use 25 hustle to head over to the nearest guard tower.
Alrighty. That happens as an action. No test required.
And then I'll climb up.
That is another action. We'll say it just happens. As we go to the world's turn, you'll do a perception to see what you can see.
12.
You can now see over the palisades as you are about 20 stretch in the air. Mm-hmm. Looking over the palisades, you see that the Just a Mirage is absolutely popping. It is just more full than you have ever seen it. As you recall, the enforcers were talking about how it was a fry-rote evening, and so you, as a dishwasher, know how crazy it can get. Mm-hmm. And even, it gets so crazy that even the dishwashers get tipped out that particular evening. In fact, you lost your fry-rote shifts for the entire revolution because of a failed performance during a, what was it, Feaubear?
A wash-off!
Ring-a-ding-ding. So, you see that all of the enforcers, including probably the ones who used to be in those other lifeguard towers, so to speak, the cactus lifeguard towers that we saw, all of them are down enjoying the time at the Just a Mirage, and you hear laughter and a hootin' and a hollerin'. In that order.
That's what you call convenient.
I should say so. We planned this out very well. I am impressed with your planning abilities. Well done, Phobo.
Well, thank you. Wait a tick. The name's Feaubear, actually.
Did I mispronounce it?
Yep, you sure did.
You just kind of look like a Phobo, you know?
Nope. Certainly
You
not.
should have put it out there.
Nope. Nope, definitely not.
You don't? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
I take a lot of long, hard looks in the mirror, and there's not a single trace of Phobo that I see.
I mean, my name is Meanie, so you know. Yeah, I know from good nicknames. Anyway, fun talk. So what are we going to do to infiltrate this hostile territory? Because as you know, the Tourian Empire is terrifying, and they are out for your head.
Right, so first things first, maybe look for some sort of disguise. Since, unlike my grandpappy, I've just got the one head, and I'd like to keep it where it is.
Didn't you have a friend that had, like, armor back there at the cave?
You know what? I don't need this.
No, I'm wondering. Like, it's a thing, right? Like,
Maybe. Why? Yeah, sure.
I mean, theoretically, we may have time. It didn't take us that long to get out here. We could always go back, strip him naked, and you could use that as a disguise.
Well, I thought about that, but then I also... I don't really sound like a Tourian, and I don't, they might be close-knit. It might be weird for them to see someone that don't know wearing their armor.
I see. Very well. Well, what did you have in mind for a disguise?
Just a sort of nanner over the old face.
That's fantastic. They'll never know.
How could they? Can I take a look around the guard tower? See what they got up there?
Yeah, why don't you have a PRC at the old guard tee?
That's what you call a natural 20.
Well, you find a little footlocker. A miraculous little footlocker. And there is a lock on the front of it. But inside that lock is a key.
Nice.
And so you are able to, you find just sort of drab Tourian, very plain, very blend indie looking clothes. And also a couple of danners for your face, the ultimate disguise.
All right. Well, I'd certainly like to don those clothings.
Alrighty, use that for your second action, let's say. There's enough for the whole party. You, Anamandor Ortiz, and his silent brother, Ini. Let's go ahead and do a PRC as we go to the world's turn, shall we?
9.
Stumbling out of the nearest gate to you. So you are approaching the western side of Caltaria.
Uh-huh.
So stumbling out of the nearest gate to you comes a guard with no helmet on. And he is very clearly very off balance for whatever reason. The judgmental sort like myself would say drunk. However, in whatever case, he is a wobbling and a stumbling. And steps over kind of toward your orientation. So from the base of the tower, he is 20 stretch away. But he kind of orients himself toward you and opens up his little Tweety, his little cuckoo bird fucking door for his little cuckoo bird and begins to relieve himself. He's like, oh, Pappy Two Heads gets me every time. Such a silly old bat of a man. And his wife is so hot. The dance she does, the booty dance on that one. Oh. Is he talking about your grandmother? Does your grandma have a good booty dance?
He's gonna fucking get it. Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. O-Lore and the game Legends of Raspia is created and produced by Han Blackheart and Rik Tahee. Feaubear Dongodiere is played by that very same Rik Tahee. You can find him at home editing this podcast, or slightly less invasively on Instagram at faux.diddly. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Find his wonderings and wanderings on Instagram and Twitter at JippoFox. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. Editing and mixing by Rik Tahee. Artwork by Han Blackheart. Thank you so very much for listening. We'll catch you next episode. And until then, good luck back there on Earth. Welcome all to Legends of Raspia, the comedy, fiction, fantasy, real play, role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play, even if you don't identify as a nerd. Although, it doesn't hurt. So, pull up a chair, let down your hair, spend a few talks with the old Bard Fox. Last time on Olor, Feaubear and his new crew of 2 made way to the outskirts of Caltaria. They observed an abundance of cacti stumps, hid among them, and sneaked on further into the Toeurian-occupied area. While thrifting disguises at one of the guard towers, Feaubear overheard an inebriated guard making reference to his grandmammy's booty dance. He'll probably be super mature about it. We'll see.
Boy, your ears are twitching like crazy, and they are red. And you are also blushing, but you are also eye-darting. You're a very scary-looking Dongodiere right now.
I can't even hear what you're saying to me. I am so angry.
Yeah, Dongodiere's mind, it's just... Let's do a perception check as you sit there, quivering with anger, having heard the pissing man's comments about your grandma's booty dance.
15.
He is kind of stumbling a little bit and kind of takes a knee. You hear a little bit of a dry heaving, though we will spare the sound effects on that. You can tell that he's got a little extra time sitting there. And you hear your compatriot, as you have selected, a Mosbirian rogue by the name of Anamandor, who goes by Meanie as a nickname, chimes in and says, what exactly is the matter with you? You have done nothing but stare at this man, and, far be it from me, but I did hear a rumor that, you sniff underpants. Is this something that are you distracted by your proclivity for underpants?
I don't even respond at all.
You're responding to me like Eenie. You're speaking to my brother. Suddenly his brother, who has done nothing but grunt and growl, goes,
And as Feaubear is still
Tim
just kind
Allening?
of like...
Sorry, go on.
As Feaubear is sort of still grunting, he's just gonna slide down the ladder like cool people do, you know?
Oh, I know. Why don't you do an agility to see if gravity agrees?
14.
It was pretty cool. Here's the thing, it looked super cool, but you did it a little too fast and you got like a stinger in your ankles. So you're like, ugh, it hurt you. You played it off pretty well, but it hurt you.
That's all right, I'll play it. That's fine by me.
Scream! Armando is like, and that's how it's done.
Ow.
His ankles hurt a little too, though. Don't we all?
Yeah. That's just getting old. I'd like to sneak over to the Tourian.
That's gonna be an agility test versus their perception. You are still hidden from your previous hidings.
And they're drunk, and if I know anything about being perceptive while drunk, is you ain't. 28.
You're so right too. It's like especially when you're that hammered, you don't tend to be very perceptive at all. In fact, one might say it would take a miracle for him to look up from his drunken ings and go, "Oi, you! What was you sneaking up on me over here for? Is it destroying the pissing and go to the booty show with the two-headed man with making the jokes? You are who? Who are you?"
Oh, just a good person walking by that looks like you need someone to hold your hair.
Oh, speaking of looks like, let's do a result test to see if I recognize you from all the posters around the place. The painted renderings of your face.
I am, for the record, disguised. I do have the nanner on.
Oh, okay, so you will have 10 advantage to that. Thank you for reminding me of your bandana, the ultimate disguise.
Right. So with that advantage, 24.
You know, I used to know a guy that wore the same bandana. I mistook your face for their face. So, what do you have your seal? Do you have your citizenship seal? Sorry, I'm not supposed to be this drunk, but it's too is to performing. We always get a little bit naughty on those fry roads.
Yeah, I've got your seal right here.
Nice. Do something cool.
Oh.
Right where?
Hold on. Just a moment.
You're leading up to doing something, and you're not doing something.
It's in here somewhere.
Look, I gotta get back to that booty dance, all right?
I've got your seal right here. And then I flip him the Raspian bird.
Ooh, influence test for a profane gesture.
I might as well. You know what? I'm not gonna use Debonair Dastard. I'm not gonna be Debonair this Debonair Dongodiere.
I could have told you that. Wait, did you say Dongan? I'm just kidding.
Shut up. 7. 7 for profane.
Oh, yeah? Well, I don't know what you were hoping to do, but you have pulled my attention, you what? I'll think about the old lady's booty later. Now I'm gonna come over here, crack my knuckles menacingly as I walk toward you, you tiny Mosberian little rat person. You're gonna get it now, you bastard. As he fumbles for his sword, you have one more action, we'll say.
I'm gonna use it to engage my static omnility.
Alrighty, canonically, you just sort of close your eyes and take a breath, focusing on your omnilitous ways. And what does omnility do for listeners at home and not me, who totally remembers?
It converts non-equor attacks to agility. So
Ooh, very handsome. There's gonna be an agility test, just to make sure nothing wacky happens.
22.
Success. So, you omnilitize as we go to the world's turn, and you do a perception roll, Mr. Dongodiere.
That's a natural 20.
So you can see that he is fumbling with the hilt of his sword spear. It is behind his back. And so he's kind of like, oh, I'm sure there's the safety latches they made us wear. Fuck you, OSHA. And so, cursing the organization that is there just to keep people safe. You know that you kind of have the drop on him, but it is a matter of time before he is attacking you for your profane gesture and your disrespect against he, an enforcer of the nation of Toria.
Well, you know, when in Rome, which is not a place. Yeah. Well,
I feel like you have picked a fight with this man, and now you are unsure about how you are going to fight him. Don't you have a weapon on you, or is it true that you don't even have any kind of weapon? Silly Phobo.
No, it's cool. He's still 20 stretch away, right?
He 20 stretch in closing. We'll say that he made it 5 stretch as he was fumbling, so 15 stretch from you currently.
Perfect. That means he is well within the range of my slingshot. So I'm gonna
he does have a weapon.
I'm going to load up my slingshot with a corrosive vial that does 25 DET.
So you pull out this tiny glass vial of bubbling yellowish liquid, and you put it on the sling part of your slinged shot, and you pull it back. Agility for your ranged attack.
That's a natural 20.
What's the damage on that?
25 DET.
Well, that doubles automatically due to the nature of a miraculous 20. And that is going to initiate a CTO. While I mark down the damage, you see that you have more than bored through his armor. Oh, it's very hot! So perception tests you'll have to roll to know exactly how much damage you have done and what remains. However, suffice to say, ouchie, as we go to a CTO roll.
I got a 2.
I got a 10, which is to say the Enforcer will go first. The Enforcer closes the 15 stretch gap betwixt you and he. He is able to pull out his sword and swings at you, Feaubear Dongodiere. Well, you can dodge or you can block. What do you do?
I'm gonna dodge.
Dodge using agility. Throw them bones.
I'm gonna use small target, which gives me plus 10.
Very nice. Some Osbirian skill because they are tiny rat people.
So 35.
Success.
And
his
then I'm
sword
gonna-
spear sinks into the sand as you are able to get out of the way with a very Barry Sanders-esque spin move. It is now your turn, Feaubear Dongodiere.
And then I'd like to use Sting Like a Bee, which is a post-successful dodge. So the attacking target takes 15 DET.
Goodness gracioso. So much DET! Alrighty, so that happens as a post, which is to say, you still have 2 actions, as that does not require one of your actions.
Perfect. And then, I'm gonna crack a poison vial on him.
Damn, Dongodiere, you got cold.
Don't talk about my mammy like that.
No kidding. So let's see, you're gonna pop. So are you throwing it at him? Because that would be a dexterity.
I'm nility. Nility converts it no matter what, so.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, agility test. Thank you very much. Good call. Take a bit for remembering where I did not.
Yeah.
What a rare occurrence.
I'm just gonna smash it on his head.
The old smash on the old headaroonie. As it has been said, he does not have a helmet on. Now, this does venom damage, which is to say, if it goes through and you succeed, it does double damage, as long as he's not using armor. But we know that you've burned through that armor with deteriorative damage. Roll those agility bones, Mr. Feaubear. Sorry,
right.
Feaubear Dongodiere.
That's another natural 20.
Good God, is there no end? So you just, luckily you are, you I don't know, maybe pull up your sleeve as you smash this glass vial onto his head. Let's do a result test to make sure you don't get poisoned as he drops slain to the sand, soon to become as cold as the sand itself, as you have slain a Tourian enforcer. Cue the dark music.
Whoops.
And now, cue the resolutory music as combat turn order resolves and you take 5 bits accordingly.
Hell yeah. Did you say I needed a result test for the poison, or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll that result test on the poison just to see. You're probably fine.
I just want to remind you that I rolled a 20 on it.
You know what? You're right. You rolled a 20 on it. Miraculously, you're not even scared of the glass, man.
I'm too angry. Don't talk about my mammy. My grandmammy.
Yep, that's true. He had the gloves of defending a loved one.
Yep. And if I hear you talking about my grandmammy's... If I hear you talking about my grandmammy again...
You were going to say booty. Say grandmammy's booty.
Nope. If I
You
hear...
just killed the guy, dude. It's crazy when you draw your lines, you know?
Did I kill him, or did he fall into a lot of poison?
You know what, to be fair, you didn't kill him. Technically, the term in Legends of Raspia is slay.
Yeah, there we go. I like to think that he,
Smashed that poison vial against your hand?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey man, whatever you gotta do. However you sleep at night, Or however you sleep at sun up.
Oh, Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. Olor and the game Legends of Raspia is created and produced by Han Blackheart and Rik Tahee. Feaubear Dongodiere is played by Rik Tahee. You can conjure him by whispering the incorrect recipes for classic cocktails at any cocktail bar, or you can just find him on Instagram at faux.diddly. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Check out his Instagram and Twitter to see the inner workings of a mad artist at ChippoFox. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. Editing and mixing by Rik Tahee. Artwork by Xanthi Blackheart. Thank you as always for listening, Foxians, and good luck back there on Earth. Welcome, y'all, to Ope, Legends of Raspia, the comedy fiction, fantasy, real play, role-playing podcast with its own unique game, which is designed for anyone to pick up and play. A touch of imagination and ego death recommended, but not required. So, pull up a chair, let down your hair, spend a few talks with the old Bard Fox. Last time on Olor. In defense of his grandmammy's honor, I guess, Feaubear slew an extraordinarily inebriated Tourian guard. I'm sure there will be very few consequences for his actions. Let's find out.
Anyways, so are we going to take care of this body, or what is it we're going to do? Other than doing a perception as we go to the world's tour.
18.
Let's do a result test to see if anybody heard this racket, these glass things breaking, and you defending your grandma's honor. We'll call it. That's the knightly way to put it.
Yeah.
In Arthuria, that's how they'd put it.
Yeah.
In Raspia, other people might call it a flat-out moidle.
Some might.
Some might.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's gonna be a 9 for result.
You hear alarmed-sounding voices. Miraculously hearing you over the racket of the tavern behind. There is a very well-dressed, lavishly dressed, one might say, Caltarian or Tourian citizen. You don't recognize them, not that you know everyone in town. You know all of the drunks in the bars, you got friends in low places. However, you mostly spend your time at the Just a Mirage, so this particular...
Hi, friends.
What's going on out here? What is it that I hear with my noble ears? I'll be there in a matter of time, you old scallywruffians, scalruffia wags.
Ooh, okay. Let's see.
He does not sound like he's going to be cool.
He does sound pretty opposite of cool, doesn't he? Let's see.
Good point, Eni.
Is there a way? Could I arrange this corpse in a way that it makes it look like he kind of just drunkenly passed out in the sand?
Yeah, and then maybe his pee bored all these acidic holes in his armor, and then the vial shattered on his head, running dark purple liquid down his face. It's probably was just because he's drunk. And just to be clear, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, maybe not. There are 3 of us, so we could maybe try to carry him over the dune or something, at least for now. I don't have that.
Don't go trying to carry anything over any dunes now. I should say I'm on my way. It would be probably breaking credulity to be able to do that and also sneak because he is within sound and sight. For the listeners, breaking credulity means I add 40 to my roll. It is how we represent a, quote, impossibility, since here at Legends of Raspia, we cannot tell the players no.
All right. So I'd like to take one action to steal to loot his citizen's crest.
It's a polite word for it. Go ahead and do a PRC as we go ahead and loot the result of your defending your grandmother's honor.
14.
So you find 40 bits. You find a sword spear as he was carrying. This was the weapon he was attacking you with. You find a jagged dagger, as well as a citizen's crest, which your character, you'll have to roll a perception to investigate a little more clearly because they are not particularly common in Caltaria.
No, but I did just overhear him mentioning it, and in the circumstance that we are, I think I will save that PRC for another turn, and I will make haste. I'll spend as much hustle as I need in order to get over the dune.
Okay, that is going to be 50 hustle.
Okay, and not sneakily.
You're just gonna fucking.
I don't need. Yeah, I don't need to be sneaky. That is. Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's do an agility to get up over the dune. And if you succeed, you will have done so before he was able to get a good description of you or your two compatriots. If you fail, ...
I'm at 245 used hustle out of my 275.
Damn. Yeah, it's been a real, every roach you're hustling.
So it's going to be 28 for hustling across the dune.
Success. What? Oh, look at that. It's a sort of undisclosed, quite an indecipherable amount of ruffians taking off, having committed some form of poison for acidic murder. What? Oh, where's the god around here? Oh, that's right, they're at the two-headed show, and also watching old Grandma Booty break her stuff on down, I should say. Now, I've only heard about it. I don't hang out at the bars canonically. I should go in there and dirty my feet and go and get some help here. Sorry about this, old chap. It seems as though there's nothing I can do for you. I wish we could hang out with him more. I like his voice.
Yeah, he seems great.
Seems like a real barrel of fun. So, anyway, do you want me to go sneaky? How are we going to do this? Because you came here to leave a plant, and instead you killed the dude.
Right, well, yeah, I suppose that is what happened. I think really what he did was killed himself through...
Right, of course. That's
Right.
what we're going to tell the rest of the people, and they're totally going to buy it.
Right. I'll do that perception on the Citizen's Crest now.
Alrighty, now that you are on the other side of the dune, and the blustery, noble-type dressed person has gone to the Just a Mirage to get help, you are going to go ahead and check out the Citizen's Crest. Why don't you give that a PRC?
That's another natural 20.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. I got one too. So nice job. Be sure you're taking bits for these. If you haven't, I think you've got 4 or 5 now.
Yeah, yes, I'm all caught up. Thank you.
Cool. Because I was going to ask the VO, and the VO does not like when I do that. So, I got a nat 20, you got a nat 20. So you know that it's a matter of time before they are spreading out. You have enforcers searching the area for guilty parties. And as you followed boot prints up to this place, you know that you've probably left some of your own in the sand, especially given you are wearing clothes that you are not as familiar with. And so, and also you weren't trying to be sneaky, just fast. Mm-hmm. So, in a matter of time, which is to say you've got this next action, and then you've got another series of turns before they arrive at you, because they have to investigate the body and then start looking. However, the defended corpse or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know that miraculously that is going to happen at a miraculously quick rate. You also are aware that this Citizen's Crest is, in essence, proof that you adhere to Tourian law. They are incredibly hard to come by if you are not one of the Tourian law-abiding citizens, and they don't have a picture or anything like that. It wouldn't be like a license that we're used to having. It's just if you have a crest, you are considered a Tourian citizen and therefore are subject to all of the rights therein. This is a relatively recent implementation. However, it is a way for Falyan, the leader of Toria, to kind of root out the people who are with the system and who are willing to fall betwixt his imposed cracks.
Well, we're gonna say that this is a boon, and maybe we don't have you infiltrate right now, but you can come back later when there are fewer corpses on the road, perhaps.
Very well, we can take off if you wish, but I would ask, do you want to leave a message? I mean, after all, this is kind of spooky what you've done.
Leave a message.
There used to be a hero who would ride through the desert, and we, the rogues, look up to him. His name was Oraz. And he would slash a big O into all of his... It was like his calling card.
Oh yes, of course. I recall the story of Oraz.
You mean the legend? The legend of Oraz?
Yes.
Or are you talking about the mask of Oraz?
Both are, yeah, everyone knows. Everyone knows about that. You know what? You're right. I will take an action to make a big old O in the sand.
And it stands for Oro. I mean, that's kind of Oroz's thing. You're gonna pretend to be Oroz?
Who's to say I'm not?
Let's go ahead and do an agility test. It is as they spoke, the chosen one. Oroz has returned.
23.
What a beautiful slash of an O that you do with your slingshot?
Yeah.
As the rubberized sling part of your slingshot kind of limply grazes the sand, one might think it wouldn't look so imposing, but this is one imposing O of Oroz. You've used your 2 actions. Let's do a perception test.
9.
So you can hear voices coming over the dune, and you are now. It is a matter of time before they will arrive at you. So, like I said before, you have. By the end of these 2 actions, they're gonna be on you.
Well, let's make sure that I'm out of here. I'm busted.
Do you bust it back toward the cave?
You know what? I just had a bit of an idea. I don't head back to the camp. I'm heading for Sleepy Boba.
He heads to the Sleepy Boba. We do not have the numbers to take out Sleepy Boba. What are you talking about?
We're not gonna take out Sleepy Boba. We're gonna lead Toria to Sleepy Boba.
Tight.
Legends of Raspia is brought to you by Bard Fox. O-Lore and the game Legends of Raspia is created and produced by Han Blackheart and Rik Tahee. Feaubear Dongodiere is played by Rik Tahee. You can find him on Instagram at faux.diddly for your source of rat, cat, dog, and cocktail pictures. Game moderation and all other characters are played by Han Blackheart. Find him on Instagram and Twitter at Gyppofox. GYPPOFOX. Music by Bard Fox. Follow their channel on YouTube for more gaming music. Editing and mixing by Rik Tahee. Artwork by Xanthi Blackheart. Thank you for listening, dear listener. We'll return next month with a new story arc and a new guest. Our first ever YouTube commenter, Justin. He'll be playing the enigmatic and overall grunty character that is Eni, so be prepared for some development. As always, fellow Foxians, good luck back there on Earth.